Welcome to Youthology Resources. This week on the podcast, we are dealing with another youth leadership topic. Every week we bring to you a topic that will help your youth leadership. And this week we are dealing with the hot topic of body shaming. Yes, we all face it internally, externally, right? Listen, let's begin by looking at a definition of this important topic. Here is a dictionary definition, and I'm quoting: the action or practice of mocking or stigmatizing someone by making critical comments about the shape, size, or appearance of their body. And secondly, I'm quoting, expressing mockery of criticism or criticism about the shape, size, or appearances of a person's image. Okay? Listen, body shaming is not just telling someone that they're fat, tall, short, or skinny, that they have curly hair or straight hair. It goes beyond mere words and could be as real as our own thoughts or actions and attitudes about ourselves. No question that body shaming is one of the worst cultural pressures today that a teenager or anyone can face. This idea of average image standards. Who says what normal is? It's a hot debate that has been brought into the public square, and it affects teenagers and all of us in a major way. I mean, look at the research, okay? This is really important for you to see the research. Data from the YouGov Body Image Study that was done in 2021, just a few months ago, finds nearly 9 out of 10, 89% of Americans agree that physical appearance at least somewhat matters in today's society, okay? But many also believe that ideals around physical appearance are influenced by media and by the fashion industry primarily, and that these standards are unrealistic for the average person. I mean, who says what average is, right? Magazines, social media. Another study also found this correlation, that self-acceptance and self-esteem attitudes are a coefficient, consistent correlation in influencing positive body imagery, our own personal self-image. That there's a positive influence between self-image, self-acceptance, self-esteem, and how we handle body shaming. Listen, remarkable, right? Body shaming can be overt or it can be covert, but it is devastating when it happens. Additionally, body shaming could be external by other people or even society standards. And it could be internal or self-inflicted by how we view ourselves. It could be brought on by ourselves, right? Body shaming can be caused by several things. Let's look at these. Things like bullying, trauma, neglect, social media overuse, extreme or consistent comparison. It could be a medical condition, medication that causes you to fluctuate weight, right? It could be past abuse. We say things like, I'm damaged goods because of my past, or I don't look like someone else on TV, or a model, or my friends, or I'm too tall, or I'm too short. But those are all statements of what society says are normal or default to what is average. Comparison actually does kill. And it kills our design. And it kills our personal identity and our value. It really does. So how can we overcome body shaming? I want to give you two pieces of advice for this hot topic today in the youth culture and in society in general. Two simple pieces, approaches. Number one, spiritual identity. Now, I know it's not popular to bring up body shaming and spiritual identity, but I believe there is a strong correlation of our spiritual identity and how it is tied directly to how we think about ourselves. Look at those studies I just shared. You can see those in the research. And that could affect our internal self-image and how we see body shaming, how we formulate our own thoughts in the midst of body shaming. Listen, I've watched teenagers of different shapes and sizes and types deal well with body shaming when they have a healthy, biblical worldview of themselves and their identity before God, our Creator. There is a healthy correlation between self and Christ actualization, I like to call that, right? When someone is self or Christ actualized, it really does affect their view of self in the face of what others say or what society says about body shaming. I love what 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 says. Maybe you know it, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that he may declare the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. He's made us a beautiful image of his likeness, right? It is clearly evident how God created us and how he feels about us. And someone with a healthy relationship with God will understand how to fight against this body shaming. Any type of body shaming can not only lead to emotional and mental problems, but physical issues as well. A negative self-image can lead to a negative self-thinking and ultimately negative actions against self. And so that spiritual check, that spiritual understanding is really important. Let me give you the final approach to body shaming. Number 2, it is personal identity. Let's look now at some of these practical and personal approaches to body shaming, how we can overcome this. You saw the research earlier. Let me get practical with the research, okay? Because research is one thing, but what about the practice? What about how can I deal with this? Here are some strategies to help you overcome body shaming personally. Number 1, get involved with new social experiences. Number 2, recreational activities such as taking the stairs or steps, walking outside, biking, or going bowling. These can all affect our mental health. 3, begin a hobby that interests you. 4, get involved in volunteer work that makes you feel valuable, right? 5, make new or create new circles of friends who are positive and respecting of you. Hey, number 6, break friendships with people who treat you without honor or disrespect. And number 7, my favorite, you are a professional at something. I understand how important that concept is, that there is something that is very unique about you that nobody else has. Something created in your design that you are a professional at in this world that nobody else is great at but you. Right? Listen, finally, the solution to body shaming is multifaceted. I do believe that it begins with our spiritual health and how we view ourselves. But there are also personal, practical approaches like we just gave, these 7, to help you deal with body shaming when it comes your way. Let me leave you with this powerful, affirming word from David in the Psalms. Man, I love this. Hear these words. He is describing our relationship with God as creation and God as creator. And he uses this beautiful language in Psalm 139, verse 14. He says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. Wow, what an overwhelming statement. And it must become a spiritual focus against the thoughts of self, the words of others, and the wave of societal pressure that tries to create a default image of body approval, right? That standard body image approval. Listen, use these resources, these approaches to help you understand the design that you have in Scripture and understand the things that you can do to approach body shaming, the practical things that you can do. I hope this is helpful. Join us on all the socials. Hit the link tree, and there you can read the rest of this manuscript at our website. You can watch this on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on the iTunes podcast. See you again next week for another topic in youth leadership. Have a great week.